Did you know that Sparky has a flashlight? Just press tab and hit this button over here. There's also an option to tap out your card deck next to it. The flashlight is extremely useful when exploring at night and inside the caves for those precious ores and clay. Keep watching to find out more tips and tricks for SunnySide. This is my second tips and tricks video, so if you missed the first one, I will link it down below. Let's go to tip number 2. There is a ton of items and building materials available in the game, and it's hard to keep track of everything that you need. To make this simpler, you can pin the building you are currently making by going to your smartphone and clicking on To-Do List. This will pin it in your HUD, making it very easy to track. Tip number 3. Moreover, you can also view the materials you need from the shop itself. Once you are in the shop menu, click this arrow over here to show the materials that you need. I don't think this was mentioned in any tutorial, but I found this extremely useful as someone who always have a hard time remembering which materials I need. Number 4. Another simple thing that I overlooked was the ability to favorite someone in your phone. This makes it easier to contact the people you want to build relationships with. Just click the star and they will always appear at the top of your messages. Next, you can see the status of your relationship with a villager by looking at their profile on the Squirrel IM app in your smartphone. You start out with this friendship icon, and as your friendship level increases, the acorn will eventually turn into a tree. Tip number 6. You build these relationships by talking to them once a day and by inviting them to hangouts. Each resident has their own preferred hangout locations and activities. Once your friendship level increases, they will start to invite you to hang out as well. Number 7. After a hangout, you have different choices before the hangout ends. You can either give a gift, say something nice, or ask them if they need anything. Different NPCs will have different reactions to each choice and will have different gift preferences. Pay attention to the dialogues and their reactions when trying to build a relationship with them. Tip number 8. When you ask someone if they need help with anything, they will sometimes ask for an item to be delivered to them within a certain period of time. Once you get the item, you need to go to the post office and send them a letter with the item. You can even customize the font and the paper for your letter, which is a nice little detail. Tip number 9. On my first video, I mentioned that you can fast travel back home by clicking the return to last sleeping spot from the menu. However, I found out that you can also fast travel by hanging out with NPCs. After the hangout or date, your character will remain at the chosen place, so make sure to plan your hangouts carefully. Tip number 10. In this game, there are raccoons and foxes roaming around that will steal your crops. To stop this from happening, you need to build fences around your crop area using the build mode in your drone. The easiest one to make is the stick garden barrier, since you will collect lots of sticks by chopping down trees. Tip number 11. When you access your crafting companion station, there is an option called Cage where you will be able to store building materials. The items you store here can be directly used by your drone when you are in build mode, making the process easier. I also used this to store my extra items when I didn't have more storage boxes at the start. Tip number 12. To get more storage, you can buy the plastic box blueprint from the woodworker's shop and buy hard plastic pellets from Hero. One box needs 20 pellets and it's sold for just 20 cents each. One plastic box has 25 item slots and is helpful for organizing your stuff. Tip number 13. Some crops can grow in one season but not produce any harvest. Pay attention to this table when buying seed packs from the app. The first column indicates if you can purchase it in that season. Second is if you can plant it. And the third column is if you can harvest it in that season. I don't know what the last column means yet. I wish I knew this sooner before I planted tomatoes and bell peppers at the start of spring, only to water it every day until it finally wilted and I didn't get any harvest from it. You can, however, use this to your advantage. If the crop takes 7 days to mature, then you can plant it 7 days before the season ends so that it will start producing harvest at the start of its harvest season. Number 14. You will eventually run out of wood source in your farm. To get more, head to the areas in the map which has barriers like this one. This indicates that you can chop down trees in that area. The hardwood is harder to come by, so always watch out for trees like this one that is more curvy than the others and chop it down. As far as I've observed, the trees chopped from your farm will not regrow, but the trees on the other areas do get replenished. Tip number 15. Make sure to utilize your battle planner in your smartphone. I did not bother with it at first and just used the auto top-up option for my card deck. That is an option, but building it yourself gives you more flexibility and options. This part is for the Ofuda. These are the battle cards you use to attack while in combat. This part is for Omamori, which give you buffs such as increased experience or resistance to some elemental damage. The last one is the Omikuji, which gives you buffs or resistances as well. You can also put Omamori for Sparky, but I've yet to find out where to get Sparky's other upgrades. Tip number 16. Make sure to go to the Kashiwa Shrine every day to collect Omamori and Omikuji. You can only collect one of each per day. It's just on the left side when facing the Kashiwa tree. You can also buy as much food as you want from the rightmost table over here. Tip number 17. Omikuji can be a curse or a blessing. When I get a curse, I just hang it on the right side of the tree over here to get a little bit of battle experience. Lastly, I got stuck with the birds, bugs, and fish lab quest for quite a while, so I wanted to share how I finished it. I found birds on the electric poles by the beach and got a picture of a butterfly on my water tank in my farm. I've heard other people seeing birds and insects on fences, trash cans, and bushes as well. You really just have to be patient on this one and be quiet once you do find some so they don't fly away. You know that you found something for the quest if you use the critter camera option on your drone and you see this box appear around the bird or insect you are trying to take a picture of. Sometimes you need to zoom in for the box to appear. For the fish part, you just need to catch any fish using a fishing rod. You don't need to take a picture of a fish. I spent some time with my drone underwater trying to find one before I decided to read through the quest properly. There's still a lot to explore in the game and there's definitely more of yet to discover. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks for us in the comment section. Thank you for watching!